Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today, we're going to be talking about support.com, going with the ticker SPRT. Now, in today's video, we're coming in with new updates relating towards this one. We did talk about SPRT before. My last video is in the description below from the weekend that gained a lot of attraction, so you might want to watch this. But without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So in terms of short selling activity, we'll refer to that in a second, but in case you've never ever heard about support.com, they're basically a leader customer and technical support solutions delivered by home-based employees, and they're currently going on with a reverse merger with Green Edge Generation Holdings. Now, if you have never heard about Green Edge and you want to know a lot more about the merger, 2 videos ago, it's actually found as well on my channel. I did talk in depth on Friday about the merger itself and the details relating towards that. So it's very interesting. Basically, Green Edge is going to hold the majority of the new company. They're still going to have their ticker publicly, and support.com will still be able to hold their operations continuous as if nothing happened there. Now, there's currently a vote on it on September 10th, 2021 at 8 a.m. Pacific time in a special meeting that will be held. Now, there could be other updates on the special meeting, but probably within a couple of weeks, you'll have the new company already starting to merge through together and probably closing in within 2 weeks or so anyway. So before we're going on towards as well short selling data, this article here is very interesting. This was on August 30th, so today around noon, and it's titled Meme Stock Mania Escalates as Vinco Ventures and Support.com Surge. I made a video about both on the weekend, but also I'll make another video on Vinco Ventures today. And basically what this one is saying is that bets against the pair have been gaining traction lately, with 60% of Support.com shares available for trading sold short. Data compiled by S3 Partners show. So basically, currently the last estimate is around 41%, and that article is mentioning 60%. So that means even with this massive push that is supposedly squeezing the short percentage increased by around 20%. So that is on its own quite massive into fueling this kind of mania developed by the retail in order to squeeze the shorts and kind of almost give it into their face in a way similar to AMC and GME. I mean, this one went from anywhere from around $1.62 all the way up to around $60. So it's definitely having that trait of a short squeeze, but short selling has been apparently very high. We did talk about it on Friday, where there are currently no shares available to be short sold. They were not getting a timestamp on fintel.com, but apparently the short float is currently 60% on the short selling. And in terms of short volumes, we did look at it. Almost more than 50% of any given day is going towards the short side of the volume. Now, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and notifications on. Don't forget to drop a like to this video to make it trending. And also, if you're on mobile, that should be in the bottom below, but also our Discord server description is in the description below, and you can join that on free. Now, basically, institutions and insiders, it hasn't been much activity going on there officially. There's a bit of a delay onto there, but we're not sure who's trading into the short selling side. It could be different institutions, it could be just traders or retail or short selling retail going on that side. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint of view, there's a few things we need to take a look at. First off, the moving averages are bullish on every point. So that on its own is very bullish to see. We'll take a look into our perspective to examine the trading action zone, and I'll explain what that is in a second. Now, in terms of the ADX, this is called the Average Directional Index, and this one is above the 59 level. Above 50, that's where you're most likely going to see some negative reversals. So we're already there. This is kind of a doji star, so we might be in for a reversal. I'll explain that a little bit in a bit. Now, in terms of William percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, this is showing somewhere around neutral. It's not overbought and not oversold, somewhere kind of a balanced level. MACD is still bullish and very, very strong, and momentum is at one of the strongest I've ever seen a stock at, 28.45. Now, on a 2-hour perspective though, what we're able to see is that there is this massive trading action zone, and that's between the 34.43 and the 28.09. In a trading action zone, that's where the most positive reversals occur. As you get to see, it has occurred yesterday around, or actually on Friday on the 27th, and jumped above that trading action zone. So currently it is touching the top of that, so that could be a potential positive reversal or continuation. However, you need to be very careful where the supports are, because it can drop quick, because we see how much short selling there is. It's sold to the brim, so that means really the shorts don't really have much to go, but they still have momentum in its own. Also, with people selling and getting panic selling, my bad. So that could be as well something into it. But in terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are pinpointing somewhere up a little bit or mixed, indicating that this is a really hard tug of war. And volumes have dropped actually today compared to Friday. That is usually a warning sign. There's a lot of people that are watching that could be stuck in this trade from the $60 up, or $59.69, or that people who are just not being able to do much transactions relating to this one. Sometimes when a stock is very volatile, the broker themselves would freeze those assets for 24 hours or so. So that could be a part of it. But in terms of what happens when volumes dip on the next day, usually the later on becomes accumulation or a drop. So you got to be very careful onto that. Now, in terms of Fibonacci retracements, what we're seeing here is that there's a critical support at the 32.75. Below there, 26.39, 18.53, and 5.82. On the resistances, 39.11, 48.16, and 59.69. In terms of price line action, there's a very strong support sitting currently at the 35.28 or 35.20. So it's a bit of a range there. Below there, it's 33.80. Below there, we're seeing another one at 31.44, and then 30.31, and then going to 27.26, going to 26.30, and then all the way down to around 15.32, going down to 10.61 and 7.65. Resistances, 36.58, above there, 39.72, above there, 41.90, and then going upwards all the way to 52.57. Now, if we were to take a look into, let's say, a 15-minute transaction time, there is some supports or resistances on there. For instance, the 40.79 seems to be one, and then above there, strong one at $45 and 49.31. Now, on a longer time scale, if we want to take a look at other supports, we don't have much to go off. There's a bit of a gap between, I would say, the 30 and the 20. So there's a bit of a gap. It's not more 30, it's more like 27. And the question is, will it close that gap? Usually that's what occurs. But in this point, this stock has jumped quite massively. As you get to see, it's gone parabolic. And the question is this sustainable? Now, this is more of a tug of war. Currently, the short float sits around 60% based on that article, which is insane. That means retail can continue to push this one. This is really pulling at AMC at this point. And if I know anything, is that it cools down a little, and then once everyone thinks it's done, it shoots back up. That's what we've seen with AMC, with GME, and it's quite impressive on my own part. Now, I don't have any position in this because I'm a bit too busy to take a look into the intraday action, but it's definitely something very exciting to see. And retail seems to be really going on a mania onto this one with what seems to be a short squeeze on some kind. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps. We just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.